Hello YouTube, it's me, Kiermango, and today with Twitch chat we're going to look over some of the new cards from Verdant Conflict and a lot of information dump they gave us with this update. So we're going to start off with the new features. There's a new feature called pre-release, so you're going to be able to use cards early before the actual expansion comes out. You can only get the cards, I think, with crystals. So you can't use, I don't think you can use gold. So you can buy up to 100 packs with crystals. And then they're going to give you probably different tiers of bonuses based on how many packs you buy. This purchase bonus. And of course, if you open a leader card in one of those packs, you get to keep it. Yeah, so it's going to have a new mode called pre-release mode. So you won't be playing against other people who don't have the new cards yet. Only people who are playing with pre-release cards. I don't think you'll be able to craft either, right? You cannot liquefy or create pre-release cards during this period. So you can only play with the cards you open. That's actually pretty interesting. Kind of interesting format where you get to try out new cards. Of course, yeah, it's kind of random, and people are probably going to play meta decks in that format, so you maybe won't be able to experiment too much. But hopefully there's a lot of people experimenting and not just playing punishing meta decks in that format, or that would defeat the purpose. Because yeah, I feel like people can abuse that mode and just get a lot of wins. Let's see. New feature, card pack points. We got buy card packs to earn points. I don't know if it's worked with gold. I assume it counts gold and crystals. And you get a guaranteed legendary. So it's like a pity system, which is nice. I really like that. So if you don't get the legendary you want after so many packs, you can go and get it with this pity system. Okay. Oh yeah, a new format. It seems like a temporary format. It is the Gems of Fortune Cup. You get 20 0 play point gleaming gems to give you 2 random cards from your leader's class. It doesn't say the rarity, it could be any rarity, I assume. And the Radiant Crystal will banish a card in your hand, randomly put 2 different gold legendary cards from your leader's class. So this one guarantees gold legendaries. This one doesn't say what rarity they are. And they're only from your leader's class. So I don't think you get neutrals. This one also banishes. So it's going to be really high RNG. There's a good chance you don't get anything to play in the early game. And if you get lucky and get a 2-drop, you could probably just win off of that if the opponent doesn't get any early drops. So it's going to be really random. I don't know. We'll have to see how this works. And it doesn't say if it's going to be rotation cards only. It might be all cards. It's going to be interesting. We'll see how it kind of turns out. Moving on to the cards, there's 2 new mechanics, or I guess one is the theme and the other one's a mechanic. So the first is the theme is these Naterran Great Trees. They are 1 play point amulets with fanfare. If an allied Naterran Great Tree are in play, randomly destroy 1. Last phrase, draw a card. So if you have 2 of them, one of them goes away, you draw a card. And there's a bunch of different cards that work off how many of these things you've played, or how many things if one dies in play, or there's different ways of using these things in all the different classes, I think. And then this is a new mechanic, crystallization. which awkwardly they didn't show right away. Where's the crystallization card? Here it is. So this is like Accelerate, except instead of making it a spell, it makes it an amulet. So the Wily Puck here is a 4 play point 3/4 with Fanfare. Put 2 fairies in your hand normally, or you can crystallize it and it becomes a countdown amulet 3. End of your turn, put a fairy in your hand. So this is interesting. I think I like this over Acceleration, because Acceleration obviously benefits Rune over all other classes. So I like that most classes don't have a strong way of like using amulets like any more benefit than other classes other than Haven. And even then, Haven's benefits are not that much more. Like they have some, but I don't think it's not like Spell Boost, where Spell Boost is obviously just makes Accelerate better. Yeah, so interesting mechanic is Accelerate, except it's amulets. It's good to see new mechanics in the game, because it seems like they haven't been adding that many in the recent expansions. Okay, let's look at the first card we have here. Desert Pathfinder, 2 play point 2/2 with last words. If there's no Naterran great trees in play, summon a great tree. Evolve, put 1 in your hand, and last words, if there's no allied great trees in play, summon a great tree. So this guy seems to just give you a lot of trees. So when he dies, he'll make a great tree. You don't get a draw off of him when he dies if you already have a tree in play. He won't create one. But evolving him, you'll get a tree, and you can get a draw off that. So it seems like just a really basic card if you're running a Naterran deck. Yeah, doesn't seem that powerful because the Evolve Act only essentially draws you a card, but the trees might be really important. Oh yeah, as Sky mentions, you can bounce amulets with Okami. So Forest has benefits with the amulets, because it's really hard to remove amulets. So Okami has good targets. Next we have, this is the Bronze Neutral 2 play point 1/3 with Fanfare. Put an investigation in your hand. Investigation is just the 1 play point spell, draw a card, or in enhanced 6, draw 3, I think. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So it's pretty bad. Relief in the Wilds. 2 play point bronze neutral spell, Natura spell. Restore 2 defense to your leader. Put a great tree in your hand and reduces cost 0. Oh, it puts it in your hand because you can use it. You can save it. You don't have to use it right away. Draw a card. Very basic. It obviously it can go right into Elena Haven if they have a tree sub theme, because it heals you and you have extra benefits from that. We've got our first legendary here. Neutral legendary, Naterran trait. Ladika the Stoneclaw. She's a 5 play point 4/4 with Fanfare. If you release 2 fairies in your hand, deal 4 damage to enemy follower. Fanfare, if a great tree is in play, gain the ability to evolve for 0 evolution points. And evolve, send M packing in your hand. Put a send M packing in your hand. So it seems pretty strong. Can remove like 2 things that using an evolve point if you have the fairies in hand. So I think this is a good way of using fairies in Forestcraft, like just holding on to them gives you a benefit. Before, Forest had a theme of holding onto cards. It actually still kind of does with only Naterran, but that's the only card. And Naterran's rotating out, so it's good to have cards that are want you to hold on to cards instead of just playing all of them. And Ascend Unpacking is this 4 play point spell. Randomly remove all effects on one of the strongest enemy followers in play. Accept changes to its attack or defense. Then destroy that follower. Okay, so you randomly silence and destroy an enemy follower. Seems pretty powerful. And add 2 to the number of cards in play this turn. Oh, the strongest too. It's randomly the strongest. So it's whatever has the highest attack. That's pretty powerful spell. That's a very powerful spell. Interesting. Yeah, this card seems pretty strong. Yeah, I thought they wanted to give Shadow the silence cards, but this one's kind of just one of the better ones. Yeah, interesting. I'm surprised it just doesn't banish. Because if it just banished, it'd make more sense thematically than silence and then kill. Like the only thing I can think of on top of my head in rotation that would matter, it would be like Seraph. Like if you remove Seraph's ability before you destroy her, then you won't get the amulet. But if you banish Seraph, then you will get the amulet. I think that's like the only thing. But like it can get around things that are immune to banish. So like I guess it's like, why would they would use that over banish? I guess not that there's many things immune to banish. Forestcraft, 1 play point spell, Fertile Aether. Put a tree in your hand. If your 5th turn or later, recover 1 play point. If it's your 10th turn or later, draw 2 cards. Yeah. 0 play points, draw 2 cards. It's pretty good. Rune gets to do this on like turn 6. Forest has to wait until turn 10. Of course, Fate's Hand's rotating out, so don't need to complain about that anymore. We already talked about Wily Puck. He seems pretty weak. Like, there's better cards than Wily Puck, but he's one of the first cards to show crystallization. Lydica kills Prophetess. Can she be targeted? I don't know if she's awarded like I guess she can be targeted by random effects, but has the ability can't be destroyed. So yeah, you can kill Prophetess, but like, who's playing Prophetess? If there was a reason to play Prophetess in this expansion, now there's not a reason to. So yeah. Balion, Sovereign Light. He's also like the other legendary. He's a 4 play point 4/4. He's Ward. No, the other one was a 5 play point 4/4. Sorry. Fanfare, give your leader the following effect whenever your play points are restored through a card's effect for the first time each of your turns. Put a King's Might in your hand. And you evolve him and you restore 1 play point. King's Might is +1 attack to an ally follower. If an allied creature is in play, give it +2 attack and 1 defense instead. Yeah. Pretty decent. Getting these for free every turn, as long as you're restoring play points. It's good. We already have some in the, like, what is it, 11 cards restore some of your play points. The stats are like pretty normal now. 4 play point 4/4 and like 3 play point 3/3. It's not stats that really power creeped. It's fanfares and evolve abilities that have been power creeped. King's, we talked about that. Mirror Image, Swordcraft spell. Choose an allied follower in play and summon a copy of it. Give it Rush and banish it at the start of your turn. You probably are going to use this for like OTK shenanigans. You're probably going to use this on something with Storm. Otherwise, it's a pretty bad card. Unless there's like... Yeah, I can't see much else other than just using it on Storm for more damage. This is just like 2 play points, do whatever damage in Storm you have on the field. Yeah. Unless there's a way to silence your own thing in Swordcraft. I don't see this really seeing play other than outside of an aggro deck that has some big Storm that allows you to play this as well. Can also be used for cards that have like strong abilities that are when they're on the field. It doesn't give you their fanfare. It might give you like their evolve if they lasted a previous turn, but I'm getting no on top of this card too much. It's pretty basic. It may be good, maybe bad, depends on what support cards there are for it. Riley, Hydroshaman, 9 play point 1/6. You don't care about this because it's invocation. At the start of your turn, if X is at least 7, put this card from your deck into play. Of course it has Storm. Of course it has Storm. When this follower comes into play, give plus X. X equals the number of allied Great Trees you've played this match. So it's Runecraft. The Great Trees are amulets. So you hopefully you can't just splash all of the strong spell boost cards in a deck with the trees. That you probably can. And then just have a big Storm finisher on top of your Storm finishers and your direct damage. So yeah, Rune gets good things. This just like hits you for at least 8, probably more, and very hard to interact with. Yeah. Free giant Storm cards in Rune. You can also make this like 1 play point if you have Ginger. You can use Ginger, makes 1 play point. Since she gets plus X attack, it does her being a 1/1 doesn't really matter because you're just gonna go face with her.
Ding dong, ding dong.
That could be a deck. Ginger, trees. Dragoncraft card. 4 play point 4/4. Fanfare, put Shadow's Corrosion in your hand. Has Bane when he evolves. And when he evolves, reduce the cost of all Shadow Corrosion in your hand by 2. Shadow Corrosion starts at 4 play points. Gives your leader the following effect: at the end of your turn, deal X damage to enemy leader. X equals number of allied Great Trees that have been destroyed during this match. This effect is not stackable and lasts the rest of the match. If you played an allied corrosion, this match would randomly destroy. What? At the end of your turn, deal X damage to leader. X equals the number of allied Great Trees that have been destroyed this match. Like, what? Can you just like kill them like 3 turns? Okay, let's say like you destroy 4 Great Trees by turn 5. You're doing 4 damage to them every turn. And you just keep on, and then it escalates as long as you're destroying more Great Trees. Yeah, it's like it'll end the game really quickly and you can't interact with this. Seems fun. Oh wait, sorry. Is it? It's not each turn. It's only once. It's okay. It's not a permanent effect. It gives your leader the following effect. Wait, it's not effect. It's not stackable. Last for a match. What the fuck? Sorry. What? Lasts for the rest of the match. Huh? What am I missing here? What's the downside? What's the downside? And then suddenly these things become removal spells later. Okay. That's a card. Yeah, that will end the game really quickly if you have enough trees. And can't do anything about it. So I hope you're not planning to play a deck that's slow. Because we're forcing the game to end. Maybe they're so bad they won't be a thing. We've already seen like the 2 play point guy just works in this, like fine. Stupid. Alright. Moving on. Needle Dragon Newt. 5 play point. 4/5 bronze Dragcraft card. Select an enemy follower and deal 3 damage to it. If it's already damaged. If it has not been damaged, deal 1 damage instead. It's like a really bad execute. Like, have we seen the cards that have been being played now? Is this good? Not really. Moving on. Dragon Chef. 3 play point 3/3. Fantasy restore 1 defense later. If an allied amulets in play, restore 3 defense instead. So might work in your Valdane deck because you're gonna have amulets in play, and if your whole goal is just to kill them with the amulets, you don't have to do face damage, so you can just be healing yourself. So maybe not a bad card to play. Oh yes, Shadowcraft Legendary. Lubel, Necro family. I want to be part of the Necro family. 5 play point, 3/5. Pretty good stats. Like decent stats, I guess. Not at least not a 4/4. Fanfare put a Great Tree in her hand and summon a Necrofauna. Whenever a Great Tree is destroyed, summon a Necrofauna. And okay, that same effect when she falls. So you can get like 2 Necrofauna pretty easily if you have a Great Tree already in play and you have 6 play points. So you get 2 Necrofauna. Necrofauna are these. Wait, it's only one. Yeah, okay. Are these the 2/1 with Rush? Last words, randomly just activate one of the following: put a Great Tree in your hand, or give +1/+1 to a random allied follower, or deal 1 damage to a random enemy follower. So it seems kind of like potentially a better Cerberus, potentially a worse Cerberus. Also gives you trees, and trees might be good in Shadow. We already know trees are really good in Dragoncraft and Runecraft, but we don't know how good trees are in Shadow yet. If this is their tree WinCon support card, then Shadow's not going to be very good. If they have a better card for trees that actually wins the game, then maybe they're good. Or if there's like a big neutral card that relies on trees. Necromantic Aether. I think it looks like a cycle, so I think every class has got these Aether cards. It gives you a tree. If your 5th turn later, recover 1 play point. Your 10th turn later, reanimate 4. Like, reanimate 4 and turn 10? Okay, like, sure. You can get a 0 play point 4 drop. Turn 10. Sure. Amazing. I'm sure that your opponent won't just instantly kill you on turn 10. While you're making 0 play point 4/4s or 4 drops. Featherfolk Punisher. 2 play point 2/2. Havencraft. He is a tree guy. Whenever an allied amulet comes into play, deal 1 damage to enemy leader. Whenever a tree comes into play, deal 1 damage to a random enemy follower. So if you play tree, I believe both these activate. Sure, seems okay. You can maybe save him and like play a bunch of trees and maybe like kill like one thing. Or you could play Kel and kill everything. Sister of the Talisman. 5 play point 3/5 bronze Havencraft follower. Fanfare. Put a random amulet from your deck into your hand. It's not terrible. It also costs quite a bit. She draws you an amulet, which is fine, but I think it's like maybe like 2 years ago it's been really good. Now it's kind of like looks kind of silly. Exclusive priest. Sesu priest. Huh. Excessive priest. I don't know how I added the L in there. Excessive priest. 6 play point 5/5 bronze Havencraft follower. Crystallize 2. Countdown 1. Randomly banish an enemy follower. That's a pretty good crystallize effect, especially if you have City of Gold. With City of Gold, this is pretty strong. Assuming crystallize plays the amulet and not just makes it appear on the board. I'm assuming crystallize plays the amulet. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Looks like those are all the cards we have for now. Strongest card seems to be this dragon card, because I have no idea how you beat it. If trees are a thing, I have no clue how you beat this card. Aside from being like blood and having Azazel. And instead of taking like 10 damage a turn, you take like 3. Yeah. It's also, you can interact with it, which is fun. It's always fun. Unless they're going to give us cards to wipe leader effects off players. But I doubt that they'll do that. So yeah, the Shadowcraft card seems good. It just needs a lot more support. The Dragoncraft card wins the game. And the Rune card wins the game. This is like what Shadow needs. It needs something like this to just like do a ton of damage for pretty much free. Sword guys, like, okay. And Crystallize is a cool new mechanic. So that's it for this video. And we'll do more videos when we get more cards. See ya.